Yeah, so let's try this again here. I've no reason why, I've no idea why volume didn't work there. Um, I did post, many times down in here that this chart looks very bullish, and it looks like it's going to moon when ready. I did post down in here, and I also posted in here. Now this chart looks like Ethereum chart back in 2020 or whatever, 2019. Anyway, the last bear market, as we're coming out of the last bear market, Ethereum had a very, very similar structure to this, and we all know what happened. Ethereum, it absolutely mooned, and it went way higher than here, way higher than the previous highs, and went way, way higher. I would suspect that this is going to moon and take out the previous highs, right? So if you're willing to be buying here, you could buy, right? If you're long term, um, the chart does look good to me, and I think that this is going to take out the previous highs. So um, I don't think this is the perfect entry, but I think it depends if you're willing to. If you're willing to buy here and add lower and down cost average, if you get that dip, well, I think that that's probably the best strategy. Um, but overall, I do like this chart, and I think it looks very bullish. Okay, so you can see the two similarities here on the charts. I mean, I've posted this probably 20 times in the group already. Um, that this looks extremely good. Now, what I'm saying is, if see Ethereum got this dip back down close to the red 200. It got the first initial move above the white 100, right? It pushed up above the white 100 and then got that dip. Now, that's what I'm saying. Up here is okay, but if this gives the dip as well, right, then I do believe then it's fantastic. It's okay up here, but I prefer to buy the dip. If you don't get the dip, of course you miss out on it. Now that's up to you if you want to take the risk. But it's okay to, if you're buying up here, I would buy a small bit, and then be prepared to buy on a dip if it does dip down. I can't adjust the volume on my headset because it got broke as I was traveling. So if there's any loud noises, you have to bear with it. Hopefully you don't get any shock noises. It's pretty frustrating. I've ordered a new headset, but there's one right there. I've ordered a new headset. It's coming in the post. Currently, the market is crashing. Bitcoin just absolutely flushed lower, dropped about 2.5% right there. So there may be some alarms going off here. Um, but listen, I love the STX chart. I've been posting about it for months. If you check the accumulation channel, if you search it in the group, I've had lots of posts about it. Um, for me, I also think it's very bullish. I don't like buying up here on this, but if I do see this pull back and any sharp drops and pullbacks, and like Ethereum, see, let's zoom in a little bit here just to try and get a picture of what happened there on Ethereum. So you can see there, it literally was only one weekly candle of a flush back down, and then we consolidated like that for a period of time. But even something like that is fantastic. It's a dip. It's probably a retrace dip. It's a decent retrace above all moving averages. So if there's any sort of pullback in STX, that's when I would like it. I don't mind. Up here seems to be okay to be buying a small bit up here, but I do prefer to be adding the larger size into a dip. It's always good to be safe. But I do think that STX is going to pull out a big surprise move, and go through the new all-time high, through these highs and into new all-time highs, and go a lot higher. You could be talking $5, $6, $7 on this. I mean, you can just kind of gauge it there, something similar, and you could probably nearly say that even up there to $8, the market is crashing here. There's lots of alarms going off. But anyway, that's my thoughts on it. I hope the sound works this time. I did talk about a lot more stuff in the last video, but I don't think there's need to really. One of the things I did talk about actually was the wick, right? I do think this wick gets filled. Quite often what I see is you get this strength and you get to move away from the wick, but later it'll end up coming back down to fill here. So even in here, I would prefer to start buying than here. Now, is there much price difference than there? Well, let's just have a quick measurement. Well, it's a 20% drop potentially at some point. So I don't mind buying a small bit up here, but I prefer buying down here and even buying a little bit lower if we get it. I do think that STX will moon to new all-time highs when it's ready.